Hey, no worries. I'm doing great. How are you guys?
We're good. We're hanging in there. We're just trying to figure out the contrast between a Tampa Bay game and a Florida game and what shows up tonight against the Dallas Stars. What are your thoughts from 15,000 feet above?
You know, a few weeks ago, I was doing a Leaf game, and I was looking down the schedule of what was coming, and I thought, geez, they got Florida a couple times, they got Tampa, they got Boston. They got some real heavy hitters, not just in the league, but in their own division. And these are normally opportunities for a coach and a management team to really have a look at your team against teams that are getting pretty close to the playoffs. They're, under 15 games before the dance starts. So you're going to get a really good look at it. And I think overall, and listening to Sheldon Keefe today, overall, I think that he seems rather pleased what he's seen. And even though there's a bit of a bobble in Florida, they've actually played the games against the big hitters in their division very well. They've gotten points out of them. And at the same time, their big players have played well in those games against those teams. And those are the teams you're going to have to play to get out of your division. So it's, I think for Sheldon Keefe, I think he's going, you know what? This shows me that I think we're right there with these guys. And, of course, it comes down to injuries and, untimely penalties and goaltending and all kinds of other things that we throw into the equation when teams play. But I think at the end of the day, the other night, the 5-1 lead they blew, they've done that before. And it's not just this year. They've done it over the years. They seem to have a habit of giving other teams some crazy momentum. But you got to offer the pat on the back for jumping back in it and getting that sixth goal and getting the point out of the game and not just letting it all get away on you. So certainly another learning curve for the team, but I think all in all, the trip has been pretty good, and against those Atlantic foes, I think really good.
Has their success against some of those great teams in the Atlantic changed your perception of them in any way? I think some people feel better about them after this stretch. Do you feel kind of as you did before? They were always competitive against those good teams.
I think good teams rise to the occasion against good teams.
Yeah.
And so I think that's a good sign. I would say that if you re-roll the reel, have we seen this reel before where some of their top players are just lighting it up and lighting it up and lighting it up, and then the playoffs hit, and then it's like, what just happened? Where's all the swagger? Where's all that confidence and resiliency that was going strong? And that's what the playoff can do to you. It gets in your kitchen, right? It's in your melon, twist things around, pots are banging all over the place, and there's noise coming from everywhere. And it's how do you handle that? And every year that the Maple Leafs falter in the playoffs, you have to look at that as a learning experience. There are things to be learned in winning, and there's a lot to be learned in losing. So are they learning along the way? And as they're tearing it up right now offensively, and guys are having career years and breaking records and things like that, is their perspective still the same? That, yes, this is the regular season, but our eye is on a much bigger prize, and we've faltered there, and we're not going to do that kind of thing again. So I really think I'm looking forward to the playoffs for the Toronto Maple Leafs. I think there's lots of questions to be answered. I think getting Giordano, that deal, I think has helped Sheldon Keefe and getting Muzzin back, move some of the pieces around on the backside, see what partners he likes, see where he wants to get his shutdown team going, and what guys are steady playing together. And I think that's getting tighter on the back. And goaltending, well, I think it's going to be a question until the end of the season comes and we all go, okay, it was really good. It was really bad. It was just average. We're not going to know till it's all done with.
Gary, if things kind of just play out at a pace that we're watching now, is it just a foregone conclusion that the Leafs would come in, no matter how hot Matthews or Marner is, as underdogs? And could that bode well for them?
I think people around the league and the teams they're playing are not going to consider them underdogs, and that's all that really matters, right? I mean, the Boston Bruins and the Tampa Bay Lightning, who are most likely going to be the dance partner, I don't see those guys thinking, okay, they're the underdog, But for the Toronto Maple Leafs, they've got to go in with the confidence that they're not the underdog, that they can win this series if they play their game. I think for the fan base, they may look at it and leave a trap door a little open, saying, hey, we haven't, done well in the playoffs. We clearly are the underdog here. Until we prove it. But the people in the dance itself aren't going to think that way, and I would not count on any of the teams letting their guard down at all, and I don't think the Maple Leafs should either.